All right, yeah, now I can hear him.
Now you can hear it?
Fuck,
Yeah,
fuck, fuck.
Sweet.
If you guys could talk in any other language,
Pussy bitch.
If you guys could have like another I asked this question last epi, and I thought it was a goodie. Because we have the Australian kid on. He's not a comic at all, like, but he thinks he's funny, which is funny because he's not. That's the whole like bit. It's real like 4-layered deep thing. If you guys could speak in another language, not another language, you could have another accent, and you moved to America for like 5 years, and you still had that accent. What accent would you want to have?
Oh.
Because Australian's pretty charming. People like it. British too.
Either Australian or English. I mean, Australian for obvious reasons. I mean, for some reason, no matter what an Australian guy or woman says, Americans find it attractive. Like, they could be like, I just took a massive shit outside.
That's pretty good. Outside. People try to do the Australian accent a lot, and they miss a little. They don't really know what it is. They go more British. That was definitely more Australian. I've noticed the Australians never say R's, and they shorten a lot of words. Like instead of saying, "Oh, a tornado's coming," they go, "Ah, Nady's coming." Like they like nicknaming so many things, and they just shorten it and drop a Y. Yeah. Like instead of Japanese, they go, "Ah, the Jappies are coming, eh?" Like, and that's not offensive at all. That's just
how they do it.
And that is a sexier, smoother way to talk than classic American. Like, oh, the Japanese are coming. That is so long to say that.
So I have a friend who actually is an Australian comic back in Miami who came out of Austin. And he...
so Austin first, then to Miami?
Yeah. He moved from Australia to Austin to Miami.
Austin sucks.
But he told me that that back in Australia, they say Chinaman for people from China. Mm-hmm. Like that's like that is the standard word, and I think it's like just the casual racism that you get out of Australia is it's not real racism if there's not hate behind it, is there?
I 100% agree. That's why I think the Aussie's so funny. I've gotten people have told me, why do you have him on? He's not funny. I'm like, you don't get it. Because, like, we asked him the other day, this is me quoting the Australian. The other day, we asked him, if you had to make, on the count of 3, I'm going to say something and answer as fast as possible. Okay. I said, Asian name. He went, what? And he doesn't think he's being offensive. He's like, that's just what he thinks is the correct answer to say on a podcast, which is, he went, Hong Kong! And he did the face, he made the noise, and I doubled down. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, what do you think it is? He's like, toing boing. And I'm like, God damn, bro, that's the Australian. That's me quoting him from episode 3.5 of the Poddy. We have so many episodes that are predated that we've released and then unreleased that we thought the 0.5s was fitting because we're not really sure what episode it is.
This is about episode 6.5. We got Erik Stone here. Thanks so much for joining us. My first question is, do you always dress like a vampire?
Pretty much.
Heck yeah, people are excited. I like vampire. What's the guy who played the Joker in the bad one?
Bad one?
Jared Leto.
You look like a Jared Leto mixed with Robert Pattinson mixed with like a bunch of testosterone.
Yeah, like the Batman who laughs, basically.
Yeah. Yes. I'll you know that?
Yeah.
So that's a good pull. That's a great pull, dude. That turned me on a little bit. I'm glad I'm not wearing undies because Jesus Christ. Yeah, the Batman who laughs, fucked up ending to that one. Do you guys think he killed him or no?
So I've got a theory on this one. Because the Batman who laughs eventually absorbs like the powers of Dr. Manhattan, right?
Yep.
So then he essentially becomes the most powerful being that's ever existed in comic books. So
very scary.
What if he's just manipulating the universe at that point to just get people to think what they want because he's in such control, and it's more, fitting for the Joker's kind of mentality of I just want to watch the world burn, and it's theater for him. So like, why not just play with their heads and let them think that they actually are doing things that they aren't even doing, like they don't even exist anymore. That's
an interesting point. I've written a thing where it's like I was trying to write an original fairy tale, which is hard because like myths are part of fairy tales, and there's always like a baseline like witches, mermaids, Bigfoot, anything like that, but I try to remember my own. And it's called The Green-Faced Man, and it's about a man who will, let's say you're on vacation with your family at a cabin, and then all the adults but one, the uncle and a child, get left alone, and the child accidentally kills himself with a gun, and then the entire family comes back from their vacation, or they're gone for the day or whatever, and they came back home, and then they all get really mad at the uncle who was left alone to watch the kid. He's like, the kid killed himself on your watch.
Yeah.
And then slowly a guy from the woods comes in and makes every single family member lose their minds to think the kid's still alive. And then by the end of the movie, they're all living in a reality where the kid's alive. But then like a wolf comes and sees the family from a distance in the woods, and the wolf sees a family passing around a dead kid, all laughing, having a great time. What is a falsality reality versus an actual reality? So when the Joker movie, I can't have headphones on. God damn it.
The wine launch trumpet.
Fuck. I'm ruining the thing. My economy of words here is very bad, and I apologize for that.
This is something you wrote?
The thing I just mentioned, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm comparing it to the
Batman
Who Laughs. It's reality. Is it good? Is it a nice thing to do? If you have the power to let people live in a happy world that isn't real, or would you rather live in a world that is set in truth and reality but is sad? Would you rather be like would you rather lose your mind and be happy, or live in reality and truth?
Well, this is red pill, blue pill, right?
Yeah.
That's basically
That's basically what that is. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, okay. So
Let's talk red pill, blue pill.
personally, I'd much rather be aware and not happy than unaware and happy.
This guy's red pilled as fuck.
Sick, bro. Super Sigma.
I've seen way too much shit.
You're Sigma as fuck, bro.
There's no going back at this point.
Hell yeah.
The other day, I was just texting Aiden some retarded shit. We were talking about college football. And like I just gave him like this a novel's worth of me shit talking him about like how I'm gonna beat his ass in college football, and I won't, because like he's had the game forever and I just got it, and it's hard to play. But I gave him I was high as fuck at like 3 a.m. I wrote like a fucking 9-paragraph thing, beautifully written.
Should we read it?
Yes, the end of this will read it.
Good.
But fuck, I have no idea where I'm going with that. Damn, fuck. We were talking about reality versus not reality. I guess I was not reality. I don't know where I was going with that, but it was a beautiful thing.
It was poetically written, by the way. It was like the most.
I wrote drafts of it.
Hypersexualized. That's crazy. It was the most hypersexualized shit talk.
I want to read. I want to read it.
Oh, you mean everything O'Malley says?
I want to read.
ever?
No. This was edited down. Fuck with my phone. I
I don't know, but you know what? My phone's right there.
I want to read it.
If it's the Pink Pony Club, I'm gonna be pissed.
No, but who do we just have on? Trey Campbell. Trey Campbell said he reached out to us and he's like, I'd love to be on this. And then I found out during the podcast, he thought we were like a Pink Pony Club podcast. Because he loves that song and he's like, okay.
Oh my God, I could see from
Yeah, you weren't kidding.
Dude, yeah.
Okay.
And by the way, hold on, let's all be clear. He wrote this at like 1 a.m. while he's like fucked up watching this.
It's 1:50 in the morning.
I'm reading this on my way to work at 5 a.m.
And I knew he would be. I got really high after work. I was watching videos about how to pass on NCAA 2025. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, tips if you want to be an elite passer and shit like that. And I don't. At this point, I don't have an Xbox or a PS5. I was just like, one day I'm gonna beat the fuck out of Aiden in this game, and it's gonna be fun. Because me and Aiden have a podcast, so we don't do a lot, but like, I want to do that podcast.
Oh, it'd be so much easier now to do it with
every
games.
week. We'll do the podcast and stream the game at the same time. So like, the majority, like.
That's actually a good.
It is good,
Yeah.
but
like
I also want to like make something incredibly clear. I suck at the game.
Oh,
I'm like
good.
not good at it.
I'm pretty great at it.
My brother kicks my ass constantly.
Oh, then I'm gonna fuck him up. It'll be very fun.
Fuck me up.
It'll be fun to do that. I might.
Yeah.
I can't throw.
I know I suck, and I still get mad at the game.
I can't throw or defend the pass.
My mistake is that I keep trying to play football and not Madden.
The Madden sucks, dude. Fuck Madden.
I'm pretty similar. That's a good way of putting
Yeah.
it.
Like, because I've got
Oh, that makes sense. Because play action, they don't fucking bite on it.
yeah. But not.
No, there's no fucking coming in. Just
I've noticed that in play action. They don't. But that's the thing you just said is the smartest thing that's ever been said in this room. I'm trying to play football and not Madden because you're playing
you're playing the video game. It's like, when you don't play the game, you're getting your ass kicked.
Sorry to interrupt you, but what you said was just so fucking earth shattering. It made me speak. It was very smart. Okay, keep going. My bad.
No. I try to like call plays the way you would script them for an offensive drive.
Yeah.
And like that means setting things up. Wearing down the defensive line through the heavy between the tackles rushing attack, like walking up the linebackers, things like that Madden's just not going to do.
Yeah, the linebackers aren't going to start getting tired because they've had to get fucking their teeth smacked in by a guard 6 plays in a like 6 out of 10 plays.
Yeah, which will then open up the slant for the tight end over the middle. Like that, there's things like that you just can't do.
All right, so here's the conversation between me and Aiden. Right now it is 10:08, which is I'm about to close my work, and we sell NCAA there. I said my work has it on sale for $30 for the next 2 days. Might have to cop it. PS5 life's gonna bang. I go home and I don't do shit. We got to make an NCAA league together. That's all in a minute. It's all within a minute. That's how I text. I'm a real sporadic texter. Then Aiden said, "Bro, for $30, that's sick. Totally down." And then I said, "You should crash out, bro," because I wanted to go out with him for the night. And he was like going home to his loving girlfriend. I'm like, "Nah, bro, you should do a bunch of cocaine and like ruin your life." That's what that text meant. You should crash out, bro. That was at 10:27. All right, now we're at 1:50 a.m. in the morning on a Wednesday night, Thursday morning. This is Michael. I'm just sitting over here thinking about fucking your cute little asshole online in college football, toying with you. Letting you feel like you have a chance. Maybe some games I play full power for the first half, blow you out the first half. Oh, what's that? You make a big comeback second half? Then I don't let you finish the comeback. Maybe I even let you take the lead. Maybe even some games I'll let you go up 28 to start. Maybe I kick a field goal in the first half. Maybe you feel like this one's cake. You're texting people. You're on your phone. You're not paying attention. Then I throw for 350 on you in the second, third, and fourth quarter. Beat you by 22. I get a late pick 6 and go for 2. God, this is the bad text. I have a poetic one next. Bad. No, that was the bad one.
Okay.
That was the bad one. God, you're gonna rage. It's gonna be glorious. You'll have to sell me your PS5. God, I could run every play. Take the whole clock. Own you. All right. 2 hours later. Kiss you on the forehead next time I see you. In all seriousness, this would be a great podcast episode thing. Just nasty shit talk with fire games while also basically doing a podcast. As we do a 6-legger show, talk about Ohio State, Tennessee as we play as them. Fuck yeah, boy. We got this. 20 minutes later, you're going to be so mad. And then here's the big one. I can feel you angry already. It's erotic, honestly. I've never felt something like this. It's equivalent to knowing I'm going to fuck the hottest girl I've ever fucked, and my dick just got some spit on it.
Please tell me you weren't touching yourself while writing this.
I was pretty close.
I totally believe myself that he does.
I was considering it. I got into quite the mood for this. Okay, so I'm thinking about fucking the hottest girl I ever fucked, like the moments before. She's naked. She wants me to fuck her.
Okay.
I just spit on my hand and rub it in my own cock.
This is why you're thinking about while you're writing your friend.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I'm a real analogy guy.
Okay.
And
big metaphor.
I'm a big metaphor. All my homies know I'm big into metaphors.
Hey, Michael, don't send me your gamer tag. That actually changed my mind.
Yeah, you don't want to come while you're playing PS5. I get that. Okay.
It's not me that I'm worried about coming while I'm playing PS5.
Oh, I wouldn't come. I'd save it. I'd save it for you. And my dick just got some spit on it, and you're laying there, legs open. I see you shaved for me. That's nice of you, but next time don't. I want hair in my teeth when I'm done dropping 48 on you. I want to be picking parts of you out of me teeth the next day at work so I can remember the taste of your tears. I asked you multiple times if you wanted to stop, but you said we had to go till the end, even though I could tell you wanted to cry. Honestly, if you cried, I would have ended it faster. But another part of me thinks you getting spanked like that turns you on,
and the tears for you are as orgasmic as they are for me. Hell, you just want to feel something. Even if it's the slow winding down of the clock while I'm threading the needle on fourth quarter drives when I should be running it. And he's still throwing it. Dinking and dunking up and down the field. Catch out of bounds. 40 seconds left. Boom, draw. You never saw it coming. 22-yard gain. Spike the ball. 22 seconds left. You're checking the scoreboard. You can feel a smile on me, but you won't look. You call out an all-out blitz. Fuck a screen. He hits his blockers. Path to the end zone. I only need a field goal, but I'm going for the touchdown. He slides down at the 5-yard line with 4 seconds left. He could have scored, but he didn't want to. I call timeout. I pause the game. We lock eyes. You're disgusted. I get up and go pee with the game paused. I come back. You're shaking your head. I say, whose ball is it? As if I barely remember we're playing a game. Whose ball is it? And you're seething. The story's already done. God wrote these words before the sun first shined. I hit a field goal. Hit my players storm the field. Hey, maybe next game, champ, is what you hear as you're grabbing your keys and slowly getting ready to drive home. As you're driving home, I come harder than you could ever imagine. Little did I know you're also coming because you love getting spanked.
Thank you, Eric. I appreciate how the two of us are just like, okay.
The culture will be indistinguishable. The culture your program sets with you at the helm is indistinguishable as Germany trying to find their footing after World War II. Accidentally piling other outside of stadium grocery store and quickly putting their arms down, knowing it's going to be a long time before the world sees us as the good guys again. This is nothing to be proud of. We need to start over. We need to find ourselves a new version. One not for this world, but for tomorrow. We lower our arms and put our heads down and get back to work. And that's what you'll do. You'll watch videos on YouTube trying to learn. You'll go into practice mode running the same 6 plays over and over. Yes. You'll try new teams, but at the end of the day, we both know next time I'll have you. Yes, I will. And when I'm done, I better have some hair in my teeth.
You read all this?
Imagine this being the first thing you read in the morning.
And then I sent him that gift.
He sent this to you?
To me.
That was about a video game I've never played in my life. So confident I'm going to beat Aiden's ass with my run game.
This guy, if
And
nothing else.
here's what I wrote back. You didn't tell him what I wrote back, how I responded.
LOL.
I'm fine with all this. You're so Sigma. I didn't know what Sigma meant then. I had to look it up, and now Sigma's in my regular vocabulary.
Get with the times.
I thought it was Alpha. How is Sigma and Alpha different?
Sigma is like...
You don't need women?
Well, no, yeah. Sigma is supposed to... The way that I see it is like Sigma's so like outside.
Sorry it took so long. I didn't remember how long it was.
It's like alpha versus beta, so it's like the alpha's alpha, the beta. But the Sigmas, they don't even like associate with like that. They're so cool and so outside. They're so anti and so outside of everything that it's just like, nah, I don't even fuck with anything or anybody.
I can see that for me.
That's Sigma.
I'm pretty sick. Pretty Sigma.
Yeah, that's what people say.
I do feel like it's a kind of infinite loop self-defeating term, Sigma, because like anybody who actually fits the definition that the people who came up with that word meant would never identify as a Sigma.
No.
Like fucking never.
It's like saying you're straight or gay. You know, why bring it up?
Yeah.
It's always this. Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Well, no. Every time you hear the person be like, "Oh, I'm actually like really smart." You're like,
Okay.
yeah, but like the smartest people in the room don't ever fucking say that they're smart.
Yeah.
I've met Nobel laureates, I've met U.S. presidents, and the smartest person I've ever met was a football coach. So I don't know.
Yeah,
what
I mean,
that
that's why
says.
So I mean, yeah, the people who are like, I'm like so Sigma. You're like, okay.
You're so Sigma, bro.
Oh, dude, okay, cool guy over here.
This is your shirt, right?
It's my shirt.
Or it was.
Why am I
It
not
was, I
surprised that you're wearing
donated
his
it.
shirt after reading all that shit?
You wear my shit, bro.
I'm waiting to fuck him. I'm not
wear
gonna.
my shit,
I'm gonna
bro.
wait till his. I'm gonna wait till his bachelor party to let him have his dick. Because he's gonna get married to a beautiful girl. His girlfriend's a lovely lady. They're great together. There's a good yin yang. Also, best friendship going on there. I love them together. But on his bachelor night party, I'm gonna let him have it. I'm gonna let him have it, or I'll have it. There will be multiple ways that Aiden will decide he's making a terrible choice, and one of them will be the wetness of who I am.
Anyways, this is.
Oh, that
Anyway,
was different. That was a different turn. That was
Anyways, this
the
shirt.
wetness of me.
I'm nowhere high enough for this shit right now.
anyway,
You're
Eric.
getting there. The edible should be kicking. Anyways, this is something about the shirt. Actually, it was actually started somewhere. I was wearing this shirt at my job before I was doing security there, and with the vest. And I was wearing this shirt, and some guy got so fucking jacked. He's like, "Walla walla, walla walla."
No shit.
And he killed me. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, dude?
You didn't. You just wear it. You didn't know it. Yeah.
You thought the bath salts kicked in.
Something like that. Yeah.
Some.
And then he's like, Walla Walla, Washington. He pointed at my shirt. I'm like, oh, I just lied for some
It's just
reason.
like a city. Yeah, it's just like a town. It's just a city.
Like a thrift store. And he's like, oh, maybe you shouldn't wear it then if you're not from there. And I'm like, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
Did he also throw up
like
this Walla
stalking-
Walla gang sign when he walked away?
He was a white guy. Actually. It's like the whitest shirt I've ever seen. And like,
Well, you don't get whiter than
What would the gang sign for Walla Walla be? Okie dokie.
not right here. Walla to Walla.
Why'd you make it cool?
Because I can't. I never miss. No, like Walla Walla. Or W2.
W squared. Okay, I see.
squared.
Okay.
Anyway,
I got hella good gang signs.
Eric,
Shout out
thanks
Arthur.
so-
He's been teaching me a lot.
Eric, thank you so much for being on the potty. Appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
This has been like 10 minutes.
I did have a question. I had a question that
Okay.
I just crip walked.
I
Nobody
think
cared.
is a good question that came to my mind last episode with Trey Campbell.
All right.
But prerequisite question. How long you been doing comedy again?
Let me see. A little over 3 years now.
3 years. You've obviously done plenty of open mics.
Oh, yeah.
What's the worst advice you've gotten from a fellow open micer?
Well, pretty much any advice you're going to get from an open mic is going to be bad advice. Can we just start there?
Yeah.
Like, if you're taking advice from open micers, you're going to be an open micer for a very long time.
That's a great answer.
Yeah, I worked at the Improv for a little under 2 years, and if there was a major headliner coming through, like the guy who headlined the last show that I worked was Ari Shaffir,
Oh,
right before moving out here.
hell yeah. Shout out to
then-
Ari Shaffir.
I've seen him like twice in the last 7 days. I'm like, hey man, you remember me? He's like, yeah, I do.
Hell yeah.
But those, yeah, I'll ask Ari Shaffir for advice.
Yeah.
And I did, or anybody else like that was coming through. But am I going to ask my friends that? Look, I know these guys.
Right.
I know what they do on a daily basis. They're not the kind of people to be asking, what should I do?
Well, good segue. If you don't mind sharing, it's cool. We can clip it if
Yeah.
not. If you don't mind sharing, what is the best advice you got from Ari Shaffir?
To take risks. He was like, yeah, I said, I'm a little nervous about moving out to Austin, essentially kind of starting over because
Right.
the worst piece of advice that I got from open micers back home was don't do it.
That last episode.
Yeah, they were like,
Yeah.
oh, you shouldn't go. What are you going to do? You're going to start, you're somebody here. You're going to go back
Right.
to starting over and being nobody. I was like, first of all, people actually like me there. I know you guys don't, but they actually like me in Austin.
Hell yeah.
Jealousy out there.
And so I was really confident. I'd been here. I'd spent time here. I knew this was where I wanted to be. I'd performed at the mothership already, and I had seen that crowds in Austin get all of my jokes. Not so much in Miami.
Right.
Like, I mean, the way I'd use it as a metaphor to explain to people was I'd tell jokes about like, oh, so speaking of the war in Ukraine, they'd be like, oye, papo, there's a war in Ukraine. That's crazy.
Where is that?
And they're like, isn't that in Russia? I'd be like, no, that's kind of the
Not yet.
The point.
the issue.
That's a good joke.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's funny. I actually just met Ari Shaffir while he was shopping and while he was waiting for an Uber. Exactly how we met.
Yeah.
Exactly how we met. Ari Shaffir was waiting for an Uber and I was outside of a building and I was like, oh shit, that's Ari Shaffir. And I went up to him and I was like, I just dapped him up and I said, yo, your last special was fucking like a piece of art, dude. Good job. And then I walked away. And then he came up to me and was like, "Hey man, you want a picture?" And I was like,
That's crazy, actually. That's crazy.
I stepped away.
That's some Bert Kreischer shit that they make fun of.
I stepped away like 2 feet. Yeah. But
okay.
Like for real, I was like,
It's not like he chased you down.
He was in a group of like his
I got
buddies. I don't recognize any of his buddies. He's in a group of his buddies. Like I think there's 4 other guys, and then I just like peeked my head into their conversation and was like, "Hey man, great special." Like dapped him up, and I took like 2 steps the other way.
I got you. Okay.
That's where I was already standing, and then there might have been like, "Oh, hey, what's up, man?" And then I could dap in there, and then he was like, "You want a picture?" And then I'm like, "Oh no," because like I don't want. And then later somebody asked me, he's like, "Why didn't you get a picture with him?" And I'm like, I don't want to like ever be in a green room with him and then be like, that guy was like trying to get pictures with me. Kind of. And also like, there's very few men who, as a 30-year-old, I'm 30 years old. If I was 8 years old, I'd be like, yeah, whatever. You know, like there's very few men right now who I'm like, yeah, I'm going to fanboy out with you and take a picture with you. Yeah. It's a little.
Not one of them.
Yeah, dude. He's not one of them. Like, what's the guy who just shot that guy CEO?
Luigi Mangione.
I would love to take a picture with Luigi Mangione.
I'd take a pic with him.
But like, I don't want to ever, because like you never know what those guys. I don't know if it's probably the dumbest thing ever to think that. But like, I've been in rooms with William Montgomery, and I'm a huge fan of him. Huge fan. I don't want to ask him for a picture and have him pose with me. Him being like, this guy's a fan of me. And I'm like, I'm trying to do the same thing as you. Mm-hmm. It feels weird to me. But
I
that's not the point of the Aria story. The point of the Aria story is something funny actually did happen. They were waiting forever for their Uber, and they asked me, "Is like, why do these keep canceling?" And I'm like, "Oh shit, I don't know. I assume it's because you have a bad rating, whoever's ordering it, but I have no idea because I've never seen that." And then they were out there for way too long, and then some homeless guy asked them. He called them over. And he's like, "Can you guys get me something from inside that store?" And they must have said yes. And they went inside the store and bought like a bag full of groceries. Not a big one, but like a bag. Bread, peanut butter, tuna, and shit like that. They gave it to Ari Shafir gave it to the homeless guy and was like, he said something nice to him. I could also Ari is incredibly nice. Yeah, he is. They walked away from the homeless guy, and the homeless guy looked in the bag and started throwing the food at them. Yeah. And like he didn't like what Ari bought for him. And then Ari like looked back and was like, "What the fuck?" And then they got into like a really, really nice car and left.
Everyone's a critic. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's a critic.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Shout out the bougie homeless of Austin.
I know. You guys are like, I'm actually allergic to that.
They asked for almond milk.
Oh god.
The Austin homeless.
You can't be homeless and vegan.
You can't be homeless and vegan. Not an option.
That's not allowed.
Not an option. Absolutely not.
That's against the rules.
I call it the if you give a mouse a cookie here in Austin. Because the book classic novel, if you give a mouse a cookie, they ask for more. And in Detroit, if you gave homeless people shit, they never ask. If you gave them shit, they would go, "Thank you, man. I pray for you. Thank you." Here in Austin, they yell at you, "Hey, can I got $2, $8?" I'm like, that's a crazy jump, bro. Do I have $8 on me for you? No, I don't. And like, if you buy them, I'll offer them water all the time. They don't want water. And like, which is nuts. And then they don't want food either. They'll get food and then try to return it and be like,
I had a homeless guy on 6th Street once literally asked me for 5 cents.
Huh?
Yeah.
Who carries a nickel anymore?
That's what I said. He's like, "Hey, could you spare 5 cents?" I was
you got
like,
a nickel, bro?
That's the craziest request I've ever heard.
Jesus.
5 cents.
Yeah. Okay.
He thought that was a good pitch.
So I had some weird shit happen with the homeless a couple days ago. So I was walking to my car, and I'm like 100 feet away, and I'm on the phone with my dad, and I'm like, "Oh shit!" And he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "There's a homeless person throwing shit at my car." and when I told this story to somebody else, they were like their actual shit. And I was like, no, thank God. That would have been so much worse. You racist. But no, just throwing like their stuff onto my car. Like it was a storage device or some shit. And as I'm walking up, my cripple ass just starts limping to it. And like there were some reasonable homeless people like right there. They, thought she was giving them a bad name. So they're just like, hey, get the fuck out of here. And they like grab the stuff off of my car and they're like, I'm sorry, man. Some of these people suck.
It's so funny, the hierarchy of homeless people. Where there's some guy in there's like a dirty, rugged shirt and everything and be like, that chick's crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
It's bad.
it's so funny.
And the worst part is like when I walked up, she acted like she was totally like sane then and like was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. But then about, I don't know, 6 hours later, I'm driving past the creek in the cave and I see her just wandering in traffic and yelling at cars. I'm like, nope. Not sane.
Shout out the homeless of Austin, Texas.
Shout out the homeless of Austin, Texas. They haven't gotten to the what is it, like the Squarespace, like a little digital.
Oh yeah.
What is it like? Oh, you just tap your card thing.
Right.
It wasn't
they're
a
gonna
homeless
have
thing that happened with me with that, but I was in Seattle and I was just walking through the streets and some guy was like, "Oh hey, like buy my mixtape and everything like that." And I was just like, "Oh man, like sorry, I don't have cash." And he goes, "That's okay." And he pulled out the fucking
I take cards.
thing to me. I was like,
Government needs to give that to people.
to like the homeless people.
Yes.
Do they?
They can't collect money right now.
He got me because I was just like, oh, okay, I guess I'm paying this guy in credit. Like I'm not
I'll
like
Venmo you,
I'm not
bro.
fucking, like I was like, oh shit.
That is the easiest report of fraud I have ever heard.
Did you guys see Arizona? I think it was Arizona. They're doing, once Donnie gets back in office, they're going to do, if you
Big Bro's back.
every person that you report that successfully is supported, you get $1,000.
Wait. Say that again.
It's a lot of money. There is a state in the desert region, I believe it's Arizona.
Eric's thinking about some people,
Well, see,
right?
I'm an incognito Latino. Like nobody can tell
Yeah.
by looking at me.
You got papers, SA?
Yeah, I do. I'm Cuban.
You got papers, SA?
I'm Cuban. We're all legal.
$1,000 is
$1,000 is all.
Yeah.
Yo,
And I don't know
You
if
get 10 of those fuckers? That's rent for the year.
Yeah.
You get 10 of those fuckers? Yeah. So my bad.
Might
Not
have to-
fuckers.
Wait,
you said that
but
with
you're saying-
emphasis.
Yeah.
You didn't
Wait,
like
but
tell
you're
those fuckers
saying-
you-
My bad. That was me thinking about how much money I'd save on rent. That was that. I'd deport you guys if I didn't pay rent this year.
I know a
I
couple.
love y'all, but shit's
Wait, so
tough.
what is it again? You have to prove that you know someone who voted for Trump?
You need to be the reason they were successfully deported, which basically means you capture them,
Okay.
or you trap them into you trick them into going to a location where the cops will come and get them.
I legit misheard you, and I thought you said if you can prove that you know someone who supported Donald Trump, you'll get $1,000.
I didn't say
That's why I was like, that's the craziest shit I ever heard.
In that case, I need my whole family to move to Arizona.
You got selective hearing, my guy.
So
That's
if
crazy.
you're the reason why someone deported, so like a real reward, like
For anybody, doesn't have to be a violent criminal. It can be a child. It can be a family. It can be,
wicked business, man.
yo, you just you pull up to Home Depot and go like,
that one.
yeah,
Shit, I've gone on dates on girls from Tinder that I could report.
me too. Wait till you get in Grinder, bro. You ever trick guys on Grinder to order you pizza?
No, I haven't.
Different strokes for different folks, I guess. Different strokes for different
Damn, that's cold.
pizza.
I've never felt
That might be the funniest thing I've ever heard you say.
Do you not know I used to do that?
You
Oh, that's crazy.
Actually do it?
During COVID, me and my two best friends, we lived together in Michigan. We would just play I never played Fortnite.
Oh my God.
I never played Fortnite before COVID. They shut the fuck down out of Michigan. You couldn't do anything. And we lived in the same building, so we would just hang out all the time. And we would play Fortnite every single day for as long as we were awake. We were doing Adderall, some cocaine here and there, and drinking from the time an hour after we woke up until we went to bed. We played Fortnite the entire day. That's all we did. And I told them we could trick guys on Grindr to get us pizza or like subs or tacos, any DoorDash item. We just gotta get picture. We would type in like UNC College, like University of North Carolina, and find some random hot young looking freshman, and then screenshot him, make him the profile, and then they would like message us and be like, "Oh my god, come over!" And I'm like, "I need money. I'm hungry. I'm having a terrible day. My dad's not home. I'm 18. I'm almost barely 18. LOL." We're basically tricking pedophiles into buying us pizza.
Okay, I feel less bad about this.
Yeah, that's.
Not all of them are pedophiles.
Yeah,
We always
some of
said-
them were just some probably nice gay guys.
We always said we were 17.
That's
Okay, yeah,
The age
Yeah.
of consent in Michigan is 16.
still.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like old dude. Oh, some of it was, but we lived on a college campus. We lived at Michigan State University during this time.
Okay.
Right in the
East
fucking
Lansing.
center of East Lansing.
East Lansing. Nice.
It's nice. You ever been there?
Oh yeah,
It's nice.
I know. I told you about my story where I got
They burn the couches.
when I found out I got accepted into Michigan State for college. I was visiting my cousin who was going there at the time.
Isn't it nice?
And
It's
it
pleasant.
is
pleasant.
nice. But it was also at the time where they like had won their Final Four game, or they won the game that was going to bring them to Final Four.
Which one?
Campus was insane, and I was like, I'm gonna go here, but then I didn't go.
Yeah, just gay guys are really easy to trick into buying you food. That's all I'm trying to get into right now.
No, that's the gay guys will do anything
I've
because
been to
guys
that in Austin,
guys are just
but-
crazy.
Well, I mean, I think if you ask the Rainy Street guy, he would just say they're easy to trick in general.
Oh man, how long you been here? No, they
not long enough.
Yeah,
Not long enough for it to be me. No.
they that's spooky.
Yeah.
That whole thing's spooky, and
It
like,
is.
nobody talks about it. I'm like, I think the aliens in New Jersey. He's about to go home to New Jersey. You know what's going on in New Jersey right now with the aliens? I just learned today.
About all the drones
They
and the
say they're
unidentified.
aliens, but I mean,
It's weird.
It's all unidentified objects.
It's a
It could
national
be, yeah.
story, and Aiden's about to go home. He lives in Jersey.
Yeah.
He's about to go home for the holidays, and like, you're gonna see those things.
so
Right, but I'm also gonna go home. And my parents are gonna be like, "So what's been like going on?" And they're both gonna be like, "I don't know." They like don't watch the news.
You're gonna see it though. They're gonna be outside your window, dog.
That'd be crazy. I would love to see one.
They're gonna be. They're all
I
over
would love
Jersey.
to see one.
You're going to. I've watched a bunch of shit about it today. They're all over the state. They travel hundreds of miles.
yeah.
You're gonna see them, bro.
But fuck yeah, I'm
Fuck
into
yeah,
it.
it's gonna be sick.
I'm into it.
Cool. Come back and report back on what the aliens are up to. Show me your dick and your butt. Both.
Welcome to humanity, bro.
This is it. Two angles.
Speak humanity.
Clark, have you heard what's going on with the Jersey aliens?
Have not.
If you had to sing a karaoke song, what would it be?
Well, this is a
I had to sing a karaoke song.
Yeah. Had to. And it has to be good. You can't fuck it up.
Okay, so I'm not singing a karaoke song unless there's a girl I'm trying to fuck.
Of course there is.
Yeah. So then it depends on what she like. Like if she's an Austin like country girl, then it's Your Man by Josh Turner. Yeah.
I don't know that one.
Boy, this guy fucks.
Yeah.
This guy literally fucks. That's crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what if it's a...
And for the record, I love Austin women. I just want to start there.
Shout out Austin.
I like him,
Shout out to
I
women,
like
yeah.
him for a week.
I mean,
That's not a hateful thing.
no.
Yeah, I
but
said that.
better than Miami, where I like them for less time than it takes to fuck them. Like, but by the time I get to fucking them, I don't want to be around them anymore.
I've been there.
Yeah.
Quite a bit here. Also, Aiden told me this week one of me being... I met Aiden my second week in Austin. We've been best pals since.
Mm-hmm.
I've been here for like 3 years now. Aiden told me they want to hang out. Austin is where ugly guys get hot girlfriends. And I've gotten the hottest pussy of my life down here.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm not saying anything. It's not a pussy brag at all.
No.
But I felt like legit like the hottest. I couldn't imagine a hotter girl if I drew them. And
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
I'm well aware of how I look and how I am, and it's just nuts that I get that. I think you do have to have a personality. You
Yeah.
need to have something. You can't just show up
Wait,
at here.
no. You can't just be. That's the thing, right? You can't just be an ugly guy who then gets hot women just because
You also can't just be rich.
Over there.
It
I mean,
helps
you can't
that-
just be rich. You have to have the
I
banter.
met rich guys
You gotta
down
be
here
cool.
who cannot get pussy.
Yeah.
You gotta
well,
be cool.
Yeah.
I can't stop getting pussy.
Well,
It's
what
making
it
me
is
mad.
Austin is such like
It's
still
making
that
you mad,
fucking-
really?
I'm very religious.
Okay.
I'm very religious, and I don't want to. I pray to God to ask him for strength to stop fucking these hot, strange pussies, and he's yet to give it to me.
Yeah, me too, but I'm Catholic, so we do the whole
don't
I'm
know.
sorry, and then we're good.
I don't have that. I don't think that's right, but yeah, maybe. The Bible says, "Who do you confess to?" Who are you saying sorry? I don't want to get.
Like,
You brought it up. What's your favorite thing about yourself?
my favorite thing about myself.
Let's go physically and then not physically.
Ooh, that's a good
It's
one.
not something I spend a lot of time thinking about.
Liar.
You know, I mean, I'm saying, you know me, I'm very bad at compliments.
That's why I think it's a good question.
Damn, it is a good question, but
That's why I ask bitches on dates.
well, I'm sure they have rapid fire answers ready to go.
Like, oh my god, everyone
Well, in
says I
third grade, Emily said, and they talk for 9 hours, and you come a couple times, and you like block them,
Yeah.
and you go, "I didn't want to do this. You made me." All right, bad. You go.
I would
Favorite
say
thing about yourself,
my
buddy.
favorite thing about myself would probably be the some of my life experiences, like
What did your life? I want a very specific answer to this.
Yeah.
What did those things that you're thinking of make you like? I have a life experience of X, so it made me Y.
Right.
What do those life experiences propel you into as an adult man that you're grateful for?
Comedy, right off the bat. That'd be one.
What do you think of life experiences that got you into comedy that made you see humor how you currently see it?
I'm gonna stick away from the really dark, depressing things.
Nice. I like to hit 3 levels above complete depravity
Yeah.
for that. I got those too.
I would say being around people that a lot of people want to be around, that they're kind of look up to as celebrities or power figures, and then getting to know them on a like intimate level where you get to understand that these are just people, and the way that they are just people, but they are different from everybody else, and just kind of understanding how that is, and it just taking the mystique out of that whole thing. Like I don't get
Lost the facade of
Yeah.
that whole celebrity thing. Yeah, you were telling. I don't want to. If you don't want to talk about some stuff, that's cool.
No, that's cool.
What you told me, you like knew like presidents. How did that come about again?
Okay, so when I was a kid, I have talked about this on another podcast. So when I was a kid, one of my dad's closest friends was real close friends with Bill Clinton. So
Lefty doesn't count.
You've been to the island.
I have not been to the island.
I like casually doing the Sig Heil. I don't know why.
At
But
least he's not saying the N-word.
yeah. But I had very strong opinions at the time about
Blacks.
American air superiority in the Caribbean and the lack there of it at the time because of its closure. Yeah, because I was very obsessed with very strange things as a kid.
That's a cool.
As a kid, like how old?
I used to really like frogs. You care
Like somewhere between 9 and 11.
what? Somewhere between
Awesome
9 and
age
11. Bunch of Muslim terrorism.
Yeah.
Great answer for everything.
Read the code.
Where was this coast again?
Well, so this was in Miami. I was specifically thinking about like
that
the
makes
closure.
a little
Yeah.
sense. That makes a little sense because they're like near-ish.
Yeah, and I'm come from a Cuban family, and we kind of just really want the communists to go away.
Really? You guys don't fuck with them? You just want classic capitalistic democracy?
Yeah, yeah.
Bags.
That's
Cubans
that's
don't. Yeah,
basically
Cubans don't
it.
fuck with that.
No, we do not.
Enough must.
No,
No, they.
Why don't you guys
they
take that shit
constantly
over?
leave to go to Miami.
Why don't you guys take that shit over then?
well,
They basically have.
Uprising.
Do you think it's because
I don't
like
think anybody in Cuba can
Miami
listen to
and
this.
like Florida's like so close, where it's like,
Well-
it's like it feels like, oh, you know what? Instead of like fighting in a resistance, it's like easier to kind of like take my trek across to get to Florida.
I think that's a big part of it. An even bigger part is there's just a lack of hope on the island. Like people don't have any hope that anything will get any better. Like they're just like the leader.
So it's
Anybody
like jump
who,
ship.
yeah,
Yeah.
anybody who had any like semblance of independence, they immediately got rid of. Like they,
Oh, if they ever like remembered like what it was back
Yeah.
then, it was like get rid of them.
yeah, if they ever showed that they were like, yeah, I don't like this, or I have any kind of independence to myself. No, you were gone. So
O'Malley wanted to switch seats with me, but I forget if it was part of his original question. But you
I was
said
getting too
your
horny sitting. What?
you said part of your favorite things about yourself, but do you have your least favorite things about yourself? Do you have anything about yourself that you hate?
No, real quick. Can we finish my question? I love your question. What's physically what do you like best by yourself other than that big massive cock of yours?
okay, so other than the obvious,
It is obvious. The cane makes sense now. Carrying on that thing, I'd be tired too.
You're lugging that shit around, bruh.
occasionally after I hook up with a girl, she tells me that it was obvious like ahead of time, which is really funny because
You
I'm
see it
like,
in your
what,
eyes,
what
bro.
the hell?
It's in your eyes
Yeah.
and that and your back. And, there's a whole bunch of clues that you got a big heavy dick.
Every time I see a guy with a cane, I'm gonna be like, that guy's a huge hog.
That guy, I couldn't carry it. If my dick was, yeah, whatever.
But
I can't relate. I can't make a joke.
Guys in wheelchairs must be packing hard.
Great bit.
Yeah. No.
We looked very cool on camera. In case you haven't seen us.
So aside from the massive hog, what's your...
I don't care how I look. I'm so sick.
I would probably say it's the fact that I look like 100 different people depending on like how I shave or like do different things. Like I've got a bunch of different faces.
I have that as well. Have you noticed that minorities mention the second they go one level into friendship with you, they're like, "Man, do you know who you look like?" Because I've never in my entire
That
life.
was a very specific
Yeah, that was a very
minority
specific-
that
voice.
was a specific minority. That wasn't like any minority.
Because I don't.
You know how all minorities sound this one way?
Do you guys want to name which minority that Michael might have been doing?
No, but proceed.
No. Well, no.
All right, checkmate. Proceed.
I was just doing different. That's how I label that. What do you guys think that one was?
Sri Lankan.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. But I have noticed I get that a lot too. Like you look like,
Sri Lankan.
and then my response is always, if it's a black guy, and you look like Lil Wayne, which always gets a laugh out of them because they clearly don't look like Lil Wayne, and I clearly don't look like whoever the fuck they're telling me I look like. They're like, you look like Ryan Reynolds. I'm like, no, I fucking don't. Or Barry Cogan or whatever his name is, the guy who was just in Saltburn.
Oh yeah, Barry Keegan.
Like you look like him. I'm like, that's just a white guy. I'm like, I like Clark's my only white friend. Y'all, like for real. All my friends down here, like Aiden's definitely white.
Well, I'm mixed. I'm half white.
But you're white.
Mixed with what?
Indian. My dad's from India.
Not feather.
Yeah.
I'm feather. I don't sunburn. I get pale though, which is fucking annoying. I'm pale as shit right now.
Yeah, you're what percentage?
Over 15.
So not enough to collect like a check
Government J, yeah, to get reparations.
I had an option.
And you said no?
I had to go live on a reservation though. I got invited. When I was 18, I got a bunch of like options. I could meet my birth mother. I could meet my birth father. I could go live on this reservation. I could get college scholarships. And I got college for free in Michigan for 5.5 years.
Nice.
And I failed multiple classes, but FAFSA take money away from you if you fail classes. The fund I got didn't give a fuck. They're like, here's money for the year. So I went to school for like 3 different things and finally ended on like cinematic arts, which that's because I was doing, dude, that was a detriment to me. Because like I started as a teacher, then I went as botanist, and then I went to cinematic arts, and like I jumped around so much because I'm like, this doesn't cost me any money. And then I ended on like the one that I was doing the most shrooms on. And I'm like, yeah, I'll do shroom. Like cinematic arts, if I was like sober as a duck, I wouldn't have picked, if I was sober as a duck, I would have picked teaching. But yeah, reparations bad. They make people lazy. I got them. They fucked up my life. I ended up as cinematic arts is a terrible degree to finish as.
I don't want to interrupt. If it's green, does that mean it's not recording?
It's recording.
It's recording.
On the laptop.
But it's through the laptop.
Not the memory card. This is all saving into something else.
Cool.
Okay.
Definitely cool. I saw that.
That was a
mini panic attack. I'm like, I've used this many times.
This has been a 35-minute on a previous episode, like panic attack for me. I'm like, but are you sure?
But it is going
sure?
But it is going
Are
through.
you sure
Because
it's actually?
I saw the green for the first time. I was like, oh, awesome.
You might not think this right now, but the second I say it, you're gonna go, oh, that makes sense. Clarky's like a legit audio engineer. Look at him now. Oh, that makes sense. The gauges mean something, and I think it's all audio engineer. Because, he doesn't like the gauge talk. My bad. I love you, buddy.
The what?
He's got gauges.
Oh yeah, I mean, I could see it. I don't compliment. I don't.
It's not a shit talk thing, bro.
That's how I trick people about my politics.
Oh yeah.
And it's very anti. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Anybody but.
They don't know how to judge me.
they're like, oh, what's up, man? How you doing? You're like, I fucking love Trump. You're like, okay, I'm gonna fucking go this way.
Anyway, back to my question. What's your least favorite thing about yourself, Erik Stone?
No, that's a great explanation. I was freaking.
It's also it's my least favorite thing about myself is also something I love about myself. which is yeah.
Fucking hate that
I
shit,
mean,
bro.
it can be a real problem.
sorry.
Fucking sucks.
No, the only time it was a problem was when I had an ex-girlfriend who was like, "Yeah, no, we're not doing anal. That's just not happening." Like if you were another guy, sure, but
most
that's
girls
not
for me,
happening.
Oh, when your girlfriend's just like, I will have sex with any guy in my ass except for you. It's like, oh, I got mixed feelings about that.
Yeah, like oh, thank you, but oh,
But also, ooh.
yeah. No, my
Clarky,
my
I'm gonna buy
least
us a new
favorite
one of
thing,
these.
but also something that I like about myself is definitely my intensity. Like I can be way too intense and too honest. I'm honest to a insane degree. I will tell you things you do not want to hear, and keep telling you things you don't want to hear. So that's
Probably
It's very the red pill of you, where you're
Yeah.
like, I don't.
Yeah.
I'd rather be in the real world and miserable as opposed to. I didn't realize those. You're
Only
doing
us
the
can
thing.
hear them.
yeah. I was like, which one?
Very
are you looking for?
rude of me to do. I was just testing them, which is like isn't the best thing to do during a conversation. I'm so sorry.
Oh, you were right now.
Yeah.
Yep, I shouldn't have been. I was just
And you
like,
played three very conflicting sounds all at the same time.
I don't.
He was like,
I haven't. I just figured out how to use the soundboard.
he's so excited.
I'm not so.
Oh.
It's happening right now.
whose voice?
Oh, you modulated my voice? Ooh, you little sick fuck.
You little sick
And
fuck.
I don't even have my headphones, so I don't know what you're making me out right now.
Yeah, this sounds fucking crazy,
You-
bro.
You sound like a chipmunk. That's the.
It is funny when you do like the voice modulation, and you're like, you can hear what your voice. Then you like try to sound like the voice
Yeah.
modulation.
Yeah. If I'm
weird.
doing the high pitched voice, I need to remind myself.
Don't do the high pitch voice.
I'm trying to like.
Like-
Have you guys ever heard of creepy pastas on YouTube? They're like
Yeah.
scary stories. Scary stories to go to bed to.
A lot of girls I've dated have been really into them, and then I'm like, you are really fucking
Yo,
crazy.
bro,
But
you
you
don't
think
fuck
I'm crazy,
shit,
but you're
bro.
fucking crazy.
A lot
What
of
is
them,
this?
a lot of them
What
are
is
like
women
just
with being crazy?
No, but they read them before they go to bed, and I'm like, what the?
so you know creepy.
What is
you know
this?
creepy pastas?
Yeah, they would read them to me out loud.
Oh no, I don't.
And
like
I'm
that.
like, oh, that's okay.
well, there's a wide variety.
Women love fucked up
Go to
shit.
YouTube and type in creepy pasta.
Go ahead,
It
keep
is
going.
just a scary story before bed that is someone very smart wrote, and it's not like, from my experience, it's not like the most basic story. It's not like some like cliche story. It's like a unique new story.
The things you can make movies from.
Yeah, exactly. And they're like 30 to.
I typed in CRE, and the first thing that came up was creepypasta.
Yeah, I've been.
The man who painted the end of the world. Oh, these are like 30-minute long.
Yeah,
I like
or
listening.
longer
I like.
sometimes.
I like listening to these before I go to bed.
Oh, they're all like still single. So it's all audio, really.
Yeah. Yes, it is. It
Yeah,
is.
and
that's
there's
what I'm
a-
getting at. So I'm getting.
Isn't there like a website or something?
I've only done it on YouTube, but I'm doing a thing where I'm recording a story I've written that's a creepypasta, and I'm trying to do all the voices, and I'm like very technically getting into this where I'm like turning my like Aiden talk.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. Yes, I am going to be.
Saying words.
I've adjusted this audio quite a bit.
I'm gonna listen to this stuff. Yeah. No, go ahead.
You,
Oh, am I still on the voice thing?
yeah, he's hilarious. You know, I wrote a thing called Happy Birthday Trevor, which was meant for William Montgomery to star in, and I've literally hung out with William in a house with him, and I felt so uncomfortable asking him. I never asked him, and the whole thing's written around him. But I love the story. I spent like literally 5 months writing it. It's so good. Like it was not a first draft. It's a very good story.
It is a really good script. I'm not still on the voice thing, am I? I don't have the headphones.
No, you're good.
Okay.
But the story starts very retarded, but it's a beautiful, sad, disgusting Shakespearean story about an 11-year-old's birthday party. It's a dark comedy, and both parents are drug addicts, but they're hiding their drug addiction from each other. And they're both pretending they didn't do drugs all day, but like they both do drugs all day, and they meet in the middle, and the kid's like just happy that his parents are hanging out. But anyways, I'm currently trying to edit that into the best creepypasta basically ever. And it is a horrifying story because their son turns into the Antichrist.
Up to that point, that just sounded like stories people told me in rehab of their childhood.
I'm a big baseline then extremist point of view. So if you tell me any story, I'm like, and then everybody dies, and then the Antichrist comes back, and then the mountains all collapse, and then your dad gets raped in the mouth, and I like extremists is how you make big little stories into big stories.
The big three of worst possible
Your
things.
dad gets raped in the mouth.
Antichrist, everyone dies, and your dad gets raped.
Yeah, that's good content. You ever write anything like novelistically?
Yes, actually, quite a bit.
Heck yeah, me too. It's my whole thing.
I started writing a book, and I almost finished it during COVID.
Wow, nice.
But yeah,
What's the genre?
thriller. It was, but psychological thriller, like not horror or anything. It was about a man's descent into madness while trying to climb Mount Everest. Like looking for meaning in as being part of one of those paid expedition. No, one of those paid expeditions. Like he gets to Camp 4, which is the camp that's like right below the death zone. That's
He didn't even get that high.
Me?
That guy.
Which guy?
The guy you're talking about right now did not get that high.
He got that high.
Like
He gets that high.
Oh, is it pretty high?
Yeah,
I thought the death zone would be like in the middle.
No, the death zone is 8,000 meters. Above 8,000.
What's the top?
Above, like
1,600 meters?
No. It's like maybe 9,000 meters. But
Oh,
It's like right.
my bad.
It's like
My bad.
right
My bad.
there.
My bad.
there's only
My
a
bad.
handful of mountains in the world that are taller than 8,000 meters, and they're all in the Himalayas.
I'm not a big mountain guy.
That's like the highest.
over.
If you climb up that high, above 8,000 meters, it's called the death zone because if you stay there, you die. Like there's not enough oxygen in the air at that point for a human to sustain their life. So if you stay above that, even overnight, theoretically, you'll die. So
That sucks.
yeah. So they camp right below. It's like 7,990 meters. Like that's where Camp 4 is. And it's I don't want to give away the ending, but
No, yeah. The premise rocks.
yeah, it's a man that like
Who's he
joins
with?
So he joins a paid expedition group.
By himself?
No, it's so
Did he travel there with anybody like to start his mission, or is he like did he join the group by himself?
he joins the group by himself. Like he's
Gotcha.
He's an investment banker in New York.
Very interesting.
And
yeah.
his wife is cheating on him, and he finds out. So he's like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna go climb Everest."
Sick.
And
Women are dog shit. That's the overall message of the entire podcast. Women are dog shit.
not at all. It was just a necessary mechanism to tell the story.
Your subconscious wrote it. Women are dog shit.
Now we're getting into the real Michael O'Malley.
Yeah, no,
They got dog brains.
I needed that to happen for a twist at the end to make sense, and for his character
boy.
development to make sense.
Yeah, everything makes sense because women are dog shit. I get it.
Well, this is a great segue point. I want to ask Erik Stone here, our featured guest on the poddy.
I like the women are
Erik
dog
Ray
shit
Stone.
Angle of the book.
Eric Gray?
Ray.
Erik Ray
There's
Stone.
a lot of Eric Stones, and I don't want to be confused with
Michael
someone.
Ray.
Really?
Michael Ray O'Malley.
Erik Ray Stone.
Sick.
Before you got into comedy, did you have a goal in life? Did you have something that you were pursuing and wanted to do before you got into stand-up comedy?
Long jumper.
Yeah, quite a few. No. That would have really sucked, wouldn't it? No, I wanted to do a lot of things. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a fighter pilot. I was very obsessed with airplanes.
You want to kill people too?
I mean, no, not.
It's kind of what they do, I think.
Yeah. They don't get to see.
Also,
it,
do you think that's a good question for you? Do you the person flying it doesn't shoot? There's like another guy who shoots.
Oh no, yeah. Depending on the aircraft.
Would
yeah.
you feel guilty about flying it if someone else was shooting? I wouldn't.
No,
I wouldn't either.
I wouldn't feel guilty about flying and shooting either.
I think I was just. I
But aren't
would,
those guys still get like PTSD, and then everyone's just kind of like, eh.
Yeah, they don't really get PTSD.
they're kind of like that was
Yeah,
fucking
they,
awesome.
They don't. It's
Yeah.
not like they're seeing anything up close.
Because I'm always hearing about people who do control the drone strikes, and they're like, I have PTSD from that.
Well,
And it's
yeah,
always
they're,
like,
they're looking through a camera like real close.
oh, so it's real intimate. It's
Yeah.
like that's the fucking guy.
It's like having PTSD from Call of Duty.
Well, that's what I was. That's what I was. That's what I associated it with. It was just like, oh, he's just playing a video game.
Just zone out, bro. Get a little high.
If you're flying an F-22, which is a single seater, so it's just you, and you're like it's
Sure,
just
you're
like
doing
red
everything.
box on screen, red box gone. Like it's not like you're gonna see a guy blow apart.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
If you're flying a Predator drone, the guys who get PTSD flying the drones, it's kind of really understandable, especially if they're at Nellis outside of Vegas. Like these guys are right outside Las Vegas, and then they just sit there, like watch a guy up close and then like he gets blown apart in front of his kids, and then they got to go play blackjack later. Like, yeah, that it's understandable how that would fuck your head up.
No shit. I didn't know any of that. I was just like,
Very heavy,
wow,
very
no
heavy,
shit,
very
dude.
heavy stuff.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. I didn't know any of that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at the camera right now where we are, and we could not be any more different right now in our colors. I mean, he is all black, and I am wearing the brightest pink shirt.
Earlier he was talking about something serious, and I am so proud of myself for not interrupting and being like, Aiden, I love your outfit. It was such a deep like a sneeze. I'm like, I need to say this.
Well, I
You look
kind of
good. Also,
I
you
kind of
look-
hate it because I got this little like lipstick stain on my shit. Like it's a stained shirt and shit like
Nah,
that.
bro, you look good.
It's like
Yeah. Also, you look great, but you think you would have looked good in like the 1800s. Aiden, you're taking a chance. You're taking a chance today, and you look great.
this is taking a chance. It's pants and a shirt.
I
This
can't
is
wear.
me taking a chance.
You're taking a chance, bro. I can't wear that color top.
Oh
Hey,
my
my
god! I
socks are
can't.
festive.
God, if I'm wearing pants and a shirt, and everyone's just like, "Ooh, that's a risk."
The shirt color is like was that salmon?
It's like salmon.
I can't wear that, so it's a chance for me.
You can wear.
You
that.
can't wear salmon either.
No.
and neither can you.
No.
White
wear
guys,
salmon.
Aiden. No,
Well, I will say this. I will say
I have a
this. I will
salmon
say
hoodie
this.
in my car right now.
I
No,
can't
you
wear
don't.
pink because I'm
Lying
from
cunt.
Miami and I'm
Good.
Cuban, so like I can pull off a pink polo,
In the summer, I
Oh,
can.
yeah.
And
Yeah, yeah.
we're pale right now.
but I don't. I like black.
Aiden's also pale as shit right now. Aiden's way darker than this usually.
I get dark as shit
Yeah,
in the summer.
me too. But I can in the summer I can wear that color. Right now I
It's
cannot.
a
I'm so
very
pale.
summer vibe.
It looks bad for pale guys. Like pale as fuck. Like us right now. We're both like, you look like a vampire, bro.
Yeah.
I love you. You look like a vampire. I look like a vampire too a little bit. He looks a little tan still, which is I'm curious about. You do contract work outside or what?
I don't do contract work, but I do work outside.
Freelance work. My bad. I'm not outside anymore.
Yeah, if I stay outside for an extended period of time, I change races. It's a very confusing thing to see happen.
or you just morph into the race
Yeah,
that
he's
everyone that
he's
you are.
Cuban.
Yeah. And then my hair changes color. Like
Really? It gets
completely
lighter?
It becomes blonde.
No shit.
Yeah.
Blonde.
Yeah, like when I was a little kid and I played in the sun all the
I
time.
can see like it's brown down here.
Yeah.
And black at the roots.
Yeah, it gets blonde.
Careful.
Yeah, I used to look like the kid who played Anakin Skywalker when I was that
No
age.
shit.
Yeah. Yeah. When I was a little kid, I knew Joe DiMaggio. Like in his
How
late,
old
like,
are you, bro?
30.
What kind of vampire are you? You didn't joke. What kind
No,
of
but
Me and Joe were hanging out.
what the fuck are you talking about?
yeah, when I was a little kid, like there's photos of Joe DiMaggio holding me as like a 1-year-old, 2-year-old kid, like playing
Get
golf.
the fuck
yeah.
out of here.
Joe DiMaggio.
And yeah, having
Shoelace Joe
seen
Jackson.
firsthand like the effect that Marilyn Monroe had upon him and that whole famous like romance and then disaster.
He's a fucking vixen here.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I don't want that shit to ever happen to me. And it made an impact. Like I was at a very young age where opinions become formed and all that. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Joe DiMaggio.
yeah. It's like I do not want to get Marilyn Monroe. Nah, I'm good, man. Does not matter how hot they are.
So when
How
you
do
were
you-
a part of
how
Abe
were you-
Lincoln's cabinet,
I was, yeah.
What was Abe
you what, the-
actually
the war
like?
was
We're
going
hearing a
on
lot
real
of
well. What's up?
rumors recently. What was Abe actually like? 2 wars. 2 wars. There's 2 wars.
And then
going
some
on
fucking actor decides to get all uppity and shoot him.
check this out.
Fucking Ryan Reynolds shot Trump.
That was the perfect time to hit.
That's a call to action. That's it.
That is a call to action. Get him. I know where he lives. Hit me up.
That's no.
I get my-
John Wilkes Booth shooting Abe Lincoln is like if an actor shot Trump.
That
Yeah,
is
but-
pretty
but-
equivalent. Yeah. I get my import.
Let's not say Ryan Reynolds. Let's not besmirch.
He is a good man.
If an actor-
love,
Rumsky.
now here we go.
If an actor
Kevin
were to
Spacey.
shoot Trump, who would it be?
That was fast.
Kevin Spacey would not.
Wouldn't even
No,
get the question out.
I can't imagine that.
If an actor was to shoot Trump, it'd probably be a girl and it'd probably be a guy girl. Aiden, can you say something, anything at all?
Well, Michael, I'm glad you asked me to because I would love to talk about the political climate state of our country.
It's very divisive.
And very seriously in this voice.
It's a very divisive thing.
It is a very divisive thing. And here's what I think.
I'm gonna fuck you.
Okay, I'm gonna get another drink.
We're getting close to out, which is something I wanted to chat about actually as a group. we are about to run out of booze, but it's not late, and there are like 3 stores near here.
We should go downstairs. Am I still on The Voice?
Yeah, you are. You are still on The Voice.
Yes. All right, the voice is gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're back.
Let's put the timeout on it. Let's put the timeout.
Time out, then come back with 2:12 or whatever.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
All right,
Fuck it, let's
potty on 3. Everybody in.
do it. All right.
I'm a big cheers guy.
Crazy.
I'm a big team player guy. No, we got to touch. Can you lean more? Is that annoying? Here we go. 1. Potty on 3. 1, 2, 3. Potty. I don't have the energy, but all right, we're gonna go get beer. Be right back.
Well, I was trying to go down. Everybody else was going up. I was talking to a comic actually yesterday, who I don't want to say who because he's a pretty well known one, and we were talking about like drinking, and we were like, you know what, I think some people are just better at it. Like, yeah, we as comics we might all be alcoholics, but a lot of us are actually just good at it.
Just good at drinking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like we don't get out of control. Like somehow everything fits. Like our comedy's better. You know what I mean? Like it's like a performance enhancing drug for some people.
There are some people who like they can get hammered and go on stage and do it. Me, I have never been able to get hammered and then do my set. Like I have always just fucked that shit up.
I've never done well sober.
Really?
Huh.
Are you always someone who's like, it's like, is it a thing where it's like, it's a beer and then you're going, or
Yeah,
it's like, no, I got to get to a certain place?
I don't drink to excess. I don't like drinking to excess. It's never. Yeah.
It's like I take a beer, cut off the edge, and then
Yeah. I
let's
also
get
have
on
a
stage
very
and laugh.
high tolerance for like chemicals in general. So
Chemicals in general.
Yeah. Okay. So like whenever I'm having major surgery, of which I've had quite a few, they always have to like dope me the fuck up because whatever they think they're going to have to give me, they have to end up giving me way more.
Have you ever, plenty of anesthesia, I'm assuming. Have you ever woken up in the middle of a surgery?
No.
That's fucking wicked. Yeah, dude.
Yeah. No. That's like
Food ordered.
if that happens, just fucking kill me. Just kill me.
No, I'd be terrified if that shit
Yeah.
happened. Now with me, it's like I've done like comedy where it's just like I have gotten fucked up and it's the worst thing in my life. Time slows down for me when I'm on stage and I'm like drinking and everything. For me, and Michael knows that like for me, I'm a very calculated. Like I'm very like it has to go this certain way, and if it doesn't, then I get like freaked out. So it's like for me, I can't fuck up my brain and then be like, oh, I forget where I'm supposed to go and everything like that. So it's like I can do. I'll drink like a fish. It doesn't matter. And when it comes to like, hey, you're gonna perform, it's like I will be sober that time.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like. Honestly, it's not like I drink outside of comedy. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, if you were like, yeah, no, I mean, you can't drink for the show, I'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, that's
I just
not
spilled
gonna
on
be an
myself. That's not good.
I've watched Aiden do shows fucked up, and I've watched Aiden do shows sober, and him learning that has been such a giant improvement of how he. Jesselneck, when I was on stage blackout drunk, he could not do his shit as well as he does it. He could give you the premise and the punchline, but it would be like, and der. When Aiden's sober, he's a killer. But drunk ass bitch.
My biggest
That's the problem. I'm a drunk.
He loves drinking. We all do.
my biggest comedic influence in terms of
Bert
my
Kreischer?
style and everything. No.
I asked this the other day. Who's your Mount Rushmore comedian?
Let's hear your influence first.
Definitely Ron White.
Ron White's
And-
great.
yeah, and so that's. I don't feel like it's very obvious in my comedy, but it's definitely impacted my delivery and everything in terms of the way that I come off now. Like that's why if I had see, it's a good joke.
That's a good joke.
It's a banger.
That's good.
So if I have a few whiskeys before I get on stage, I feel a lot more like Ron White, and like my delivery.
You start
comes
like
on.
doing the dialect thing. Is that like a thing, or it's like you start getting that confidence?
Yes,
Okay.
and when I'm more sober, I'm more neurotic, And I do have a way of making that work where I like, because of the way I look, I can lean into either one.
Sure.
Where like I can be like very neurotic and kind of, aggressive with my comedy, and people find that funny sometimes.
Yeah.
They can believe it.
Yeah. But I feel like it's more universally relatable when I'm, up there with a whiskey in my hand and actually drinking it and, sometimes messing up my jokes a little bit and then finding the humor in that and then correcting it. And those are often where I get my biggest laughs.
Okay.
As like a fan of comedy, I've always really appreciated when you can get like a quick judgment of the character of the person when they get on stage. So if someone who looks like you gets on with a whiskey, like, yeah, I can see the character that the audience would see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's interesting because a lot of comics have the exact opposite approach where it's like, I want to be the regular guy. I don't want to be a character at all, which is like, it's really, comedy is so like not studied, I suppose, as like a impressive art form. Cause like if you look at plays or you look at films, you look at novels, there's so many different genres and there's so many different like ideological ways to do it. Comedy hasn't been studied yet because this is the most popular comedy's ever been. And in 25 years, people will study now as they studied early films. And they'll be like, well, there's this kind of, by the time we're old men, there will be genre comedies. Right now, that is not a thing. Right now is kind of like there's dirty comedy, not dirty comedy. There's political comedy.
I don't know. I feel like there are genre comedies, but
I feel like
that the general public knows.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't
because I think that
general
really
public
started,
doesn't even know Rogan lives here.
I don't know. I think that
They definitely know Rogan lives.
No, bro, they don't. People who don't know comedy have no idea who Joe Rogan is or he lives here. I meet people like that every single day. Multiple.
Well,
people.
let's also
I can't
Joe
think
Rogan's not a big comedian. Everyone would know him as a podcaster.
Right.
The general public would know him as a podcaster.
Yes.
Not a comedian.
Exactly. The number of girls that I talk to that I'm out on a date and I'm like, yeah, I mean,
This guy talks to hella girls.
Hell yeah.
I mean, those are usually the ones who don't know that Joe Rogan's a comedian, if we're being honest.
No, same with me. Like 8 out of 10 people who don't know about comedy, I bring up Joe Rogan. They're like, "Oh, Rogan does comedy." I'm like, "Yeah, fucking
really?
open up the biggest club."
Yeah, no,
I
he's.
feel dumb.
Well, it's just like
Pretty obvious he does comedy.
no,
No, I don't feel like it is.
They know him.
They know
it's not
him
obvious.
Do people not think podcast comedy hand in hand?
No.
Whoa.
They know Rogan.
No, there's the whole-
Comedians know that
Comedians
comedy
do.
and podcast goes hand in hand.
right.
I suppose that makes sense because I do listen to like sports podcasts.
Well, that's because like now there's this whole thing now that's being called as podcast comedians. If you were to ask
Tim
the general,
Dillon.
if you were to ask the general,
Yeah.
they would.
I love
see,
Tim.
No, they would see people like a Theo Vaughn or like Andrew Santino and all these people. They would see them as podcast comedians. They would not see them as
who's
comedians.
Fuck that.
no, but that's-
Santino's a real one.
No,
Yeah.
but that's
Santino's
what
a real
that's
comedian.
That's what the general public sees,
What was your favorite top 3 specials last
and it doesn't
year?
like help that. I'm
Last
sorry, I
year?
like that question. So
Yeah, last year, what was your favorite top 3 specials?
I'm not sure I know off the top of my head. Like,
Okay,
which
let's go.
specials came
Let's go
out last
casual
year.
top 5. No specific order, even.
of all time.
Of all time?
No, not of all time, of last year.
I'm not real good at remembering like when something came.
Last 5 years.
Okay. I was a big fan of The Closer.
Yep. We got one. In no specific order here. We're just gonna name 5 specials you liked a lot.
What was Chris Rock's last special?
The last 5 years, I mean,
Like a year and a half ago?
Tambourine or something like but
That was within the last couple of years.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tambourine, not the one where he talked about the Will Smith thing. Or do you mean the one where he talked about the Will Smith?
Not
No.
Tambourine.
No, I mean
Tambourine Rock.
Tambourine wasn't the one with
No.
the.
But that was
not
within.
close.
That was
Yeah.
definitely within the last 5 years.
Tambourine.
Yeah, that was also in the last 5 years.
Shane Gillis' first special.
Yeah, Shane Gillis' first special, definitely.
One of the best specials.
That's
of all
what.
time.
That's one that kind of brought me out of the darkness of comedy. Because for me,
Yeah.
I was like being really cynical and over analyzing and over critical of
He's-
other
he's
comics
just the
as I was
dog.
writing. But
He's just the dog. Shout out Shane Gillis,
special,
baby.
That special made me laugh at stand-up comedy for the first time in like years since I've been like writing and doing.
Shout
I
out
was like,
to
oh, that's why I
Gillis.
love this.
Shane Gillis is a definitely Jew by Ari Shaffir.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was really.
That was
good.
impressive. That was
very impressive.
That was an impressive Shane was just awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Ari's was an impressive approach to the art.
Mm-hmm.
He like did a TED talk He did like the funniest TED Talk ever.
I found it so different than what he normally does because he's so known for being like this kind of like gross over the top like guy, but him just like being able to tap into his religion and his background and then give this storytelling thing, something that he doesn't really do. All right, he does, but it's like this is so long formed.
Not to that extent ever.
Exactly. It was so impressive. Like it was really good.
And I would have to say the last one would probably be one of Bill Burr's more recent specials.
Oh, fuck.
I loved his live at Red Rocks. That was definitely in the last.
Yeah, live at Red Rocks.
Red Rocks was so good. That was definitely in the last 5 years.
I used to live in Denver, and like Red Rocks.
Where the fuck haven't you lived?
Yeah.
Michigan.
This guy
I have not lived in Michigan.
rocks. Time traveler.
Yeah.
Wait, have you seen What We Do in the Shadows?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
That's one of my favorites.
If you don't,
Gay is in. Everyone's gay now.
if you don't get his reference, like you just didn't know, it is a good reference. It's on point.
Yeah.
You do look like that one motherfucker.
He looks like Laszlo.
Yeah, I love that show.
I mean,
I've only watched half of it because I refuse.
now I feel like I need to go on a diet, but I appreciate it.
No, dude, come on, don't do that. Oh my gosh, oh my god, no.
I want to thank Erik Ray Stone for joining us on the potty. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, bro.
If you want to plug anything, we'll end it here, and
We'll start the episode with your plug.
the floor is yours.
If you guys could follow me at Erik Ray Stone on Instagram, that's ErikRaystone.
Yeah, Eric is very hilarious. I met him at my job. He just got a big joke book on Kill Tony, and from this previous episode you've just watched, clearly he's one of the most. He's like adult funny. He's not like retard funny. He's like actually funny. So you guys should give him a follow. Thanks for watching the potty. Love you guys. Goodbye. Thank you, Matt and Spencer, for watching. Actually, people who